All right.
Well,
What's up, everybody? Stogies and stuff. And I'm kidding.
episode 3. No, yeah, man.
Stogies and stuff,
Gotta
baby.
Emphasize on that, toast here.
So, guys, we're bringing back the stuff and, oh, shit.
The stuff. Now we can speak a little bit more freely. But, I felt like we needed to start categorizing or give our topics a legit label, man. And so after putting in some thoughts, we're thinking the agenda behind today's news.
I agree, man. The agenda behind the news. I mean, think about it, guys. So it goes just a little deeper. If y'all have ever seen the news, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour, they go over like at least 10 topics. And it's like in like 30-second to a minute segments. Other than that, it's freaking commercials, right? Because obviously that's how they make their money, advertising. Well, luckily for y'all, we're doing this for free.
Yeah.
So which means it's all relevant time, right? Whether we're talking opinions or actual substance and stuff, it's all combined in one, right? So you're getting a legitimate opinion of what we believe the agenda may be behind what's out there. So hence the title.
That's right. The title, the agenda behind today's news.
There we go.
All right. Now,
So it's all encompassing, guys.
we're going to share our opinions, of course, and everything and what we think they're
That's right.
trying to push on us. But ultimately, it's up to you guys, right?
Always.
So let's get into it, man. There's a lot of topics to talk about today.
Yeah, there is.
We want to go into some that caught our attention the most and go a little bit more in depth. And I think the number one issue or the number one topic right now trending all over is those fucking Bidens, man. God,
Guys,
man.
if you have not been keeping up with that, honestly, you need to step up your game because they're treating you like idiots. And when I say you, I mean I'm including myself. I'm including my brother.
Hey.
They think we're idiots. I mean, really think about it. They're trying to label Hunter Biden and the White House, whatever her position is. I don't recall. Okay, bite me. But she does the White House press briefings. And basically, she takes a position that the White House position regarding Hunter is that he's a private citizen and handles these matters in his private way. Well, I'll tell you what. When you have Hunter Biden showing up with Social Security service, and not only that, when you have him residing in the White House, I don't think that's necessarily a luxury that every private citizen has. What do you think, Mo?
Fuck no.
So to
Hell
label
no.
him with this whole private citizen crap, bite me. That's bullshit. Okay? It really is. Number one. Number two, guys, to say that the White House has no involvement in this matter, to say that the president himself is not, I'm not going to say that he was, but I'm not going to say that he wasn't. All right? The DOJ said it themselves. Go get the transcripts if you want. Go look at every other news outlet. This is an ongoing investigation. All right? And guess what? As every good judge should do, that sparked more questions and a lot of more concerns as far as accepting any plea deal that the government was going to put on the record. Now, keep in mind, guys, for those of you that aren't aware, a federal judge is appointed. They're not elected. So what I mean by that is you guys have all been a part of it. You'll see how you'll have judges going out, vote for me, political campaigns and stuff. As far as federal judges go, you apply, the Senate reviews your application, and then you're appointed by the president himself. So the Senate will reach some final candidates. They'll put it in front of the president, and the president will appoint it. Apparently, the prosecutor that's in charge of the division where the Hunter Biden is being prosecuted was a Trump appointee. And that being said, the judge, I'm not sure if it was appointed by Trump or another president, right? But nonetheless, the judge carries a significant level of discretion, right? Because they're not politically influenced. Once they're appointed for life. There's very few exceptions to remove them from that. So when they're appointed, guess what? That means their decision-making is untouched. And when she saw this deal coming in place, she was like, okay, what the hell's going on here? I don't know if you were aware of that, Mo?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was actually surprised that I wasn't going to hear that something happened to this judge because I know...
Yeah, no shit.
Unfortunately, I mean, I don't recall who it was, but I know there's been some instances where judges have been victimized or pretty much threatened them and their families for not following a certain agenda with a certain case. And
right.
You know what, man? That we should really pay attention to shit like that. Why? Because ultimately they're basically telling us straight out to our face, hey, if you don't fucking let us get away with what we want to get away with,
that's right,
you're going to pay the consequence. And if not you directly, your fucking family is. Because sometimes
in a nutshell,
us as natural patriots, well, you know what? When we understand that there's a cause greater than us, we're willing to take the sacrifice. But one thing that hits us harder is family. Not necessarily if they threaten us directly, but instead those that we love. And at the end of the day, I think that just comes down to the selfless acts that we naturally have. We're not necessarily doing it for ourselves, but for the ones that we love to protect them. And so, hey, you know what? Just as we've gotten stronger and braver, so has the enemy. And, hey, there isn't anything they're willing to do to keep themselves or their agenda
unaccountable.
intact. Exactly. Yeah. You know, we hold ourselves accountable, and they're over there making sure that they're doing everything they can to make sure they're not held accountable.
Guys, just the Secret Service providing protection to Hunter Biden as he goes to the federal courthouse, that's tax dollars. Like, all that shit's being paid for by us. We're essentially condoning those acts.
Take
it's
that
like,
shit
okay,
to
what
offense.
the hell?
Fuck that.
Yeah, like, if you're going to take the position that he's a private citizen, then treat him like one. Have him drive himself to the damn government building and go have that plea himself. And not only that, the bigger issue about this that the judge sniffed out after 3 hours of questioning.
3 hours?
3 hours
of
questioning the defense and the DOJ, the prosecutor. Number one, there was no precedent to support what the hell was going on. And for those of you that don't understand what precedent is, basically there's no other case that was handled this way to support the way that they're wanting to do what they were going to do. And what that was is, and I'm sure this was a tactic of the defense, and whether the government was turning a cheek to it or not, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it was a creative tactic of the defense. They were sneaking in what's called a diversion agreement in the plea deal. So in the federal court system with the criminal cases, Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure 11 is what controls. And what that is, 11.1b, I believe. And what that says, and actually I'll have to pull it up right here.
Pull it up, bro.
It's 11,
Pull it up.
11b1. Sorry, not 11.1b. It's 11b1. And what it says is, before the court accepts a plea of guilty or nolo contendere, which is no contest, the defendant may be placed under oath, and the court must address the defendant personally in open court. During this address, the court must inform the defendant of and determine that the defendant understands the following. A, the government's right on prosecution for perjury or false statement to use against the defendant any statement that defendant gives under oath. B, the right to plead not guilty or having already so pleaded to persist in that plea. C, the right to a jury trial. D, the right to be represented by counsel, and if necessary, have the court appoint counsel at trial and at every other stage of the proceeding. E, the right at trial to confront and cross-examine adverse witnesses, to be protected from compelled self-incrimination, to testify and present evidence, to compel the attendance of witnesses. F, the defendant's waiver of these trial rights if the court accepts a plea of guilty or no contendere. And guys, it's an ongoing list. But the most important part of this list is essentially, or the takeaway I should say, is essentially it tells you all the rights that you're waiving in order to move forward with the plea. And what happened was, in these plea agreements, which are typically a couple pages long, depending on the type of case you're dealing with. But guys, keep in mind, this is tax misdemeanor, okay? It's probably not going to be that big of a plea agreement deal. But what happened was they tried to sneak in a diversion agreement in there based off of the other charges he was facing for the gun charges, illegal possession of the gun.
That's right.
I believe so. And what they were trying to do was create a blanket statement that has or carries immunity for all future charges related to the tax or the gun. Now, keep in mind, guys, that's fucking scary. What they're trying to say is, look, you can tag me now for this light misdemeanor, but in the future something comes up,
I can't be held accountable. Yeah, I'm immune.
Like, what's up with that, bro?
Fucking stupid. It's basically a fucking ticket, man. It's like, hey, here's your warning.
That's what it is.
I don't know. Get out of jail free card,
It's a sweetheart deal, guys. Tell me if a private citizen's going to get that shit.
Fuck no.
Tell me.
No, well, you know what I'd like to bring up? I mean, I don't know how... I'm not one for conspiracy theories, okay? But, you come across the news and you come across shit on the internet and on your phone, and I've been seeing this a lot, but the whole fact that the aliens are being brought up during the time of this Hunter
That's
Biden
right.
shit.
Yeah, I forgot about
it's
that.
It's like, what the fuck, that makes a lot of sense how they might be trying to get the citizens' attention elsewhere outside of the this plea deal going on for Hunter Biden. And of course, as we saw, his team initially, I think they felt a little embarrassed with how they knew that this plea deal was going to be shown out in light to the public, right?
Well, I'd agree
and
with
it's
that.
like,
I'd agree with
what
that.
can you do to take everybody's attention out? Let's talk about some fucking aliens. Which, hey, you know what? All grand and stuff. It's good to hear. At the end of the day, I don't even believe the fucking government, regardless if they say they're real or not real. I mean, there's no way aliens can't be real, right? But hey, it's not changing our everyday lives right now. So unless we're going to actually do something with that information as opposed to just talk about it the way we've been doing for years, right?
Right. Give us names. Give us locations. Give us, which apparently this David Grush did give to the Inspector General.
Yes.
But
it's overseas?
give it to the people, damn it.
Apparently it's overseas. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Right? No man's
That's
land.
right. All right, guys. The timing. Now, let's take the court approach, okay? Guess what? In federal court or state court, criminal case, a jury is allowed to infer. And what that means is the state or the government, federal government, as well as the defense counsel, are allowed to present evidence, whether it's direct or circumstantial. Direct being, I have the document you signed. Circumstantial being, there's a document that everybody else is saying that you signed. That's the difference between the two. The jury is allowed to infer what happened. So as far as conspiracy theory goes, you can decide whether it's a conspiracy theory or not. I'm going to allow you to infer that. I'm going to allow you to infer whether it's a conspiracy theory or whether it's truth. I'm going to allow you to infer whether what we're saying should be taken at a grain of salt or should be probably looked into further, guys. Because this whole thing that, you know, they're going to treat us like idiots, which I take high offense to, which you should too as well, because guess what? We're not fucking idiots. We're people that can read between the lines and have common sense. That's the way you should treat this. So infer the right way, please. All right? And you should be pissed off about it like I am too, guys. Because I'm taking it personal. And you should too. And you should be asking questions and stop taking things just because the news says so. CNN, Fox, whoever you watch, okay? I don't care who you watch. Just make sure you do your homework.
So you know how, going back to political agendas and all this other... what do we label it? The agenda behind today's news. I find it very interesting how, there's just a lot of cover-ups going on with our politics. I mean, I get it, man. They have power and stuff like that, but don't abuse it. And what I mean specifically is how the paddler, man, the chef, their personal chef, the Obama chef, found... What? It's in their property, or was it directly in their property? Right?
Yes, it was around.
Around their property.
Yeah. So I've got a map here, and if you look there, Edgartown. If you look there, it's you've got the Obama residence, and so you can pull it up too. But you've got the Obama residence, right? And apparently somewhere in between all that, the neighbor recovered Tafari's paddleboard. Tafari is the name of the chef. Rest in peace, Tafari.
Right.
I know you had a wife and a child.
God bless, man.
God bless.
God bless.
And I wish the best for your family. But the apparently, as you can see here, the Wilson's Landing is essentially where the cops said the 911 call came from. The 911 call came from. Allegedly, sometime after the 911 call was made at 11:40 p.m., on or about 11:40 p.m., the neighbor suffered a medical emergency.
Right after
now, whether it was the same neighbor that made the call or not, we're not sure, and I'll tell you why. Because the police station doesn't want to release a 911 call.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. Why not?
Now, it can be for two reasons. Number one, covering it up. Number two, protection. They could be protecting the person that made the 911 call. Why are they protecting the person? So allegedly, Tafari wasn't paddling alone. Supposedly, there was another individual that was paddleboarding with Tafari at the time, on or about the time that he drowned. And guys, it's not a funny matter. And I apologize to the family or whoever watches this that's closely connected to this. But if this doesn't pass the sniff test, if this passes a sniff test to you, then you need to do some more homework because it doesn't pass the sniff test for me. Number one, this isn't the first time this happens, guys.
Oh, yeah. Clintons.
What happened with that, bro?
Their former chef also suffered or went through a tragic drowning.
No, wait. Okay, so you're telling me that the ex-White House chef for the Clintons also died by drowning.
Yeah, was found dead in the mountains in New Mexico, drowned. And this was back in
Holy shit.
2015. You know, hey, patterns.
So guys,
just showing, man.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna take this straight from the Dems party, and this is coming straight from the CNN Politics article. On Thursday, investigators tracked Sheeb's cell phone signal to a mountain in Taos, according to a press release from the New Mexico State Department of Public Safety. His body was found submerged, quote, in a mountain drainage flowing with surface runoff. About 25 yards, end quote. About 25 yards off the Yerba Canyon hiking trail, hidden from view by vegetation and a steep decline off the trail. The statement said there was no indication of foul play. Wow. Well, thanks for pointing that out very quickly, CNN. You know, where the hell's the real journalism, right?
Yeah, no shit.
But nonetheless, this is what was reported, and this was more than 6 years ago, so it's not like I'm going to go back and be able to find anything. But, yeah. So, guys, look, whether this is trying to be treated as another slap to every person's face, every citizen's face on a rinse and repeat situation, I'm even hesitant to label as that because I'm not trying to do misinformation here. All I'm trying to do is spark thought. I'm trying to make you guys see that at the same time, there's a lot of fishy shit that goes on, guys. And nobody should take that lightly. You should not be taking any of that lightly.
That's right. That's right. Anyways, let's go on to the next topic, man. I mean, we're talking about so much about these politics.
No
Obama's,
shit. Yeah, let's lighten it up. Well, not even lighten it up.
Fuck them, man. We're giving them too much attention. No, you know what? They deserve the type of attention they're getting right now. Let's just say the American people have had enough. I feel people take us as a joke, and it's time to... I like to watch fellow podcasters and other news outlets now for... some credible sources now because they'll tend to do their research now and look at multiple sources of news and articles and stuff like that and kind of try and connect the dots to see what similar information we have now. So the gist of it all is, guys, do your research on your own too now. See what you can kind of interpret behind the lines. See any kind of similarities, any kind of speculations, and kind of just share your input too. Don't necessarily pay attention or follow what the news media is actually saying, but kind of try and figure out or interpret why are they pushing out a certain agenda. Ask questions always, man. It's
always
just,
question.
There's a lack of trust now with media outlets. And
really quick, bro, just so I can clarify.
Add.
It's an ongoing investigation. There.
Oh, shit.
Just so I'm clarifying, I'm not making conclusions.
We don't want to get
it's an ongoing investigation.
Yeah. So I thought something that was really entertaining now. I found it entertaining, right? I like to follow, certain artists here and there. And I'm going to be honest, I like Travis Scott. That's who I'm about to bring up. But apparently, as y'all know, this Friday he just released his new album. I forgot what it's called.
Utopia?
Yeah. There we go. Utopia. I listened to it. I like some of the songs on there, some of the tracks, right? But apparently about 2 to 3 weeks ago, he was supposed to have a concert in Egypt amongst the pyramids, right? Now, if you go to his feed, you're going to have a lot of citizens of Egypt telling him Travis Scott is not welcome here, right? And it's funny that it brings that up because if you look this up right now with any Google News, because, hey, you know what? We all tend to Google shit, right? You'll see that the headlines right now or the story being told is that there was production issues. However, during the time of the post when he was supposed to have that concert about 2-3 weeks ago, if you look up the news back 2-3 weeks ago, right, you're going to see that it was actually the citizens themselves, or at least Egypt themselves. I forgot who the individual was. Who is it that's in charge of the...
Are you talking about the, it's like what is it called? Egyptian Syndicate of Music.
There we go.
Musical Professions.
That's right. Okay, so you have to have a permit, guys. You have to have a permit to perform anywhere, right? And the permit's important because obviously you're getting permission from the current destination where you're going to be performing, that everything is planned out from security to the management of the event, etc. Right? There's a process. Well, anyways, apparently when they were going to watching what the performance was going to intake or be about, they were pretty much unsettled. Like they weren't. It felt it contradicted the Egyptian people's values. There we go. They weren't comfortable with the performance, and so they canceled the stuff entirely. They canceled the whole concert entirely, and it's crazy because there was heavy ass promotion for this event. Heavy. I mean, a lot of people out in the States over here or anywhere else outside of Egypt were fucking ecstatic about this.
But what
this
is
concert.
it about it that contradicted the?
Well, I don't know how true this
traditions?
is, but they were referencing it to satanic rituals, man. And I'm not gonna deny it or say it's or also say it's true or anything of the sort. But artists nowadays are pretty much tending to promote satanic rituals now, or throwing some kind of coding, saying Satan like real quick and slight flashes of
The imagery, right?
The imagery. And so now it's become pretty common for artists to kind of do that stuff. And you know what? I can't say that. I think at least here in America, we let ourselves get away with that shit a lot. But I do respect the other countries that are a little bit more
strict
right? With their values, man. That they're like, nah, fuck that. This shit's not gonna ride here. You guys can do that shit in America.
And guys, and
not
look,
here.
Really think about it, guys. The sad part is here in America, we're told, no, this is what's gospel. And they really don't listen to the voice of the people anymore. But get this. This is coming from the Los Angeles Times, okay? And this is a quote from the actual Egyptian Syndicate of Musical Professions. They lead with this. Photos and reports showed that Scott uses his concerts to hold rituals that contradict with our values and traditions. The syndicate thus decided to cancel the license for the concert, which is not in line with the Egyptian people's cultural identity. Guys, they're putting their people first. They're not saying, look, profits, corporations first. What they're saying is our people are not cool with this. This imagery and this stuff that's allegedly done by Travis is a no-go, and we're going to stand by our people. No matter how much money it would bring to our place, we're going to stand by our people. Now, guys, I'm all about capitalism, okay? I'm all about go get your bread if you know what you're doing. But at the expense of our constitutional rights, you got to draw a line at some point. You got to. But I just figured I'd throw that in there, bro.
Oh, that's good, man. But it's true, bro. I mean, we'll go ahead and share some Instagram comments and stuff like that so you can see initially. A lot of these comments are coming from the citizens of Egypt themselves, right? So it's just an interesting perspective of how people outside of the U.S. actually take on these agendas that are being pushed onto themselves. I mean, a lot of times we think that we can pretty much do whatever we want, especially the artists that we support, right? They feel like, hey, we're pop stars or R&B, we're just celebrities, right? And we can initially get away with anything we want, just like our politicians nowadays. But that shit doesn't fly anymore now. I think it's gotten to the point where social media now, the people are using it to, hey, have their voice heard as a union, you know? It's like, hey, you know what? For the longest time, we let you guys push your agendas as tools on us. It's time we go ahead and turn this shit back on you guys. And I like it. I think it's good. Granted, I'm a little bit contradicted because I do like Travis Scott's music, but at the same time, I value my own values and what I stand for more. So I'm going to do a little bit more digging as far as how all of this is playing out with the type of music that he's pushing out. I just know there is a fine line between all of that right now. So let's see what you guys think also. We'll share some more comments and some more screenshots of what we came across. Hold on.
Fuck yeah. Guys, look, overall, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not trying to do anything, but Maudie knows what I mean when I say I'm very objective about things.
Yeah, he is.
Like,
he attacked my boy Christian. I didn't like that. I'm more on the emotional side of shit.
Which, Christian, I still think you should.
It's what I feel. He's a good guy. No, this is going to work because I know it is. You know, what's your basis? Fuck you and your basis, okay? You know how many times that shit was thrown at me and I didn't give a fuck? I still did what I wanted. Sorry.
Hey, bro, I will say that's admirable, man, because it's not every day. It's not easy to go with just your gut. And a lot of the greatest businessmen in the world go with their gut.
No, you know what I'll say? I mean, my confidence behind all of that is just, I really don't give a fuck if it fails.
Oh.
If I believe in something, it's like, hey, man, I'm going to try it because I strongly believe in it and I'll fucking do it. Right. And if it ends up failing, hey, at least I know it was a decision that I wholeheartedly made. Right. And so
I can respect that.
You know, speaking about branding and people's attachment and sentimental attachments towards business in itself, I'd like to bring up the whole X branding of Twitter. Fuck, that
guys,
shit caught me off guard.
I'm glad you brought that up, Mo.
Right?
Elon, I'm glad you're always in each one of our podcasts.
Elon.
I will say you've got a huge influence in the way that I approach business as well as freedom of thought.
That's right.
I'm glad you're a huge proponent of the First Amendment by taking over Twitter and rebranding it to X. I mean, even if y'all have the app, you can even see it has a new X logo as opposed to the little bird that was there before, the Twitter bird.
What was it, like 2 mornings ago? I saw this. Where was it yesterday? Was it Friday? I don't know, but
I think it was Friday. No. Oh, like the actual logo? I think it was yesterday.
When I sent you the screenshot, I was like, hey, Mike, did you notice this Twitter's new logo? Because I have my social media organized in a folder, right? And in my phone. So I like to have everything organized. So I have social media. So I opened it up and I saw this black icon with a big letter X. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, did I download this shit? Is this fucking Threads? Like, I know I downloaded it, but I never fucking activated it. So I'm one of the few that can actually download the app, delete the app and know that I have no attachment toward Threads. At least I believe so. But anyways, I opened up X and sure enough, it was Twitter. I was like, oh shit. I was like, hey, Mike, check it out, bro. Look at this. And he's like, oh shit, bro, that's fucking badass. I was like, I know, man. Guess what? We're gonna talk about this shit on the podcast. Let's bring it up. So, I know when we're getting into it, there's a significant meaning behind X and what that initially means for Mr. Musk. Mike, I think you know a little bit more on that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. I'm glad you brought up the Threads, bro. And I'm actually trying to pull up a chart. Because Threads, as y'all know, guys, or if you didn't know, Threads reached like 100 million users within days. And a big part of that was because... Yeah, no shit. I mean, you could argue that, but a lot of people were pretty much that were already affiliated with Instagram were presented this whole join Threads. It's as simple as clicking agreement and joining the dark side. That's right. Joining Threads. But the issue with that was a lot of people don't realize that hidden within the agreement, or probably not hidden, but kind of just scrolled past, was the fact that you also had to agree that it was essentially integrated with your Instagram account, which means that if you delete Threads, you delete Instagram. And you guys aren't going to delete your Instagram. I'm not going to delete my Instagram. There's a lot of memories and stuff that I have there. So it's kind of like, you're selling your soul aspect to it. But nonetheless, the point... Right. The point that I was trying to make was that Threads usage, and I found the chart, and I'm going to show it to y'all. Let me take a screenshot.
Of that. We're going to share this shit with you guys. And look.
Yeah. But first and foremost, Threads usage has gone way down. Like more than half of the over 100 million users are not even using it anymore. Now, Zuckerberg likes to paint that as this was expected matter, but guess what? That's a nice, propaganda move. That's a nice, hey, guys, what do I need to say to this sort of thing? Because you need to cool the fire, right? You need to put it down. In the meantime, I'm going to show y'all this picture. Twitter's gone up. X has gone up. And it's reached a new high in 2023. There's over 541 million users of X, guys. That's a shit ton of people. And I'll tell you what, last year... This was before it accounted for the bots, but I believe this is a statistic. Y'all can go fact check me on this if you want. But I believe there was just over 200 million or so users last year of X or Twitter, known at the time, before Elon took over. And guess what? That was also before it was revealed that There was I don't know how many bots accounts,
which was stopping was what was actually
halting
halting
the
transaction.
purchase.
Yep, that purchase.
Guys, this is more than double the amount of people now, and they've done a bot crackdown. So, I mean, it's probably even way more than that.
So too, but I think it's just it's a clear indication that you know what, we're tired of all the manipulation between all the other social media
that's
accounts. Right. Because to be honest, bro, I'm looking at your screen right now and I see fucking Trump on there. If I open up Facebook and Instagram, I don't see Trump.
I see Biden,
my president, on there at all. I see Biden and how the media is constantly trying to project their family as being good, which they are fucking cringy as fuck. I'm sorry, but I see Twitter as most raw news that it can get, right? Any updates. I don't think I even follow reality. I don't even think I follow actual influencers on as far as celebrity wise now. It's mostly just fact checks for me to go over.
These are the apps I use. I agree with you. I use TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Crazy. Social media apps. That's it. I might have a presence in others, but I'm not necessarily active in them. I'll get notifications because obviously that's a way to get you, they try to prompt you to get active on it. But that's pretty much it. But, I mean, I kind of digressed, right, from the whole X thing. But let me get into what X is for Elon.
Break it down,
so
bro.
A lot of you may not be aware of Elon's past. I mean, I have no personal knowledge of it, right? But I've read some about it. And essentially, the X was his first company. It was, or one of his first companies. And it was an online banking system. It was a way to facilitate faster payments. And I think y'all know about it now, but I'll get into that in a bit. And what it was is he put all his times and efforts into creating this online banking system to help facilitate a faster, easier process for the people. Well, guess what? It gained the attraction and attention of a lot of the bigger companies, one of them particularly being eBay. eBay ended up purchasing it. What is that company known as? PayPal. So for a lot of y'all that weren't aware of this, Elon Musk essentially created PayPal before it became PayPal. He created the software, the system behind it. And when he created it, guess what it was called? It's called X.com. Now, when he sold it to eBay, I mean, well, that became part of the deal. You know, when you sell a company, or when you're, I've been involved in multiple deals where you purchase company, and typically, besides all the agreements of bill of sale, asset purchase agreement, asset transfer, you name it, whenever it happens, when you buy a company, you buy everything that the company owns, which means that proprietary information was owned by the company when he sold it. What happened was after he sold it, whether it was years later, I don't recall, he purchased it back for an undisclosed amount. And why did he purchase it back? Because it had sentimental value to him. It meant more than just a company, guys. And this is where I admire my brother, and I try to incorporate as much as I can with making gut decisions. Sometimes you just got to go with what you're feeling, right? It's like a sixth sense that everybody has, your gut feeling. But this is where I admire my brother. This was an emotional thing for him. The fact that the price wasn't disclosed of how much he bought it for says it all. But he bought it back. And I'm sure he knew he was going to use it at one point. But guess what? He finally found a way to use it over 20 years later. He rebranded the freedom of speech company that we know as Twitter. And now know that we knew as Twitter and now know as X. Isn't that cool? Quick rundown of X, what it was, what it became, and what it is.
Ronin Media.
Oh shit!
Damn. Yeah, we'll talk about that shit later,
guys.
on.
Yes, we will, because I love media. I love this. Like, this doesn't feel like
forced.
It doesn't feel forced. It feels like it just rolls off.
Yeah, man, we get to share our experiences, our own thoughts, our own independent thoughts, right? And we get to showcase that. And hey, man, at the end of the day, if you don't agree with us, hey, you're entitled to that.
That's exactly.
Respect
that's
it.
the beautiful thing.
Yeah,
that is the beautiful thing about it, guys.
You want to talk shit about our thoughts? Hey, man, I don't care. Like, those are your opinions, but there's gonna be people that agree with us too, and that's fucking cool too.
I will gladly debate you on any topic. Give me a heads up though, right? So I can.
Let me do my due diligence.
But let's fucking go. If you guys have comments to make, that's what the comments section is for. Like, this whole arbitrary thing that's come of YouTube, Google, all these brands where, you know what, it doesn't comply with public policy, or it doesn't comply with my policy, so we're going to take you down. Bullshit. Yeah. Let's go. Prove that it's misinformation. Don't rely just on local things. Rely on objective experts that can fucking debunk it.
And you know what? That's where I appreciate Mike too, because at the end of the day, I'll be honest, I do make a lot of decisions off of emotion, but I will make some off of logistics as well. Like I'll go ahead and be logical, right, as well. Like I feel strongly about something, but then I'll go over all the logic behind it and how this shit can go completely wrong. And if I'm okay with it, then I'm still okay with it. But Mike is always able to look at that shit on an extreme level and remind me, hey, remember, these are the extreme risks behind it. And of course, there might be some pros, but I appreciate that on Mike's end. So initially, you got the whole yin and yang package here where we can keep each other in check. I mean, I consider myself a full entrepreneur because I've started from nothing and left everything I ever owned, from being part of the whole 9-to-5 system to, hey, owning my own time, taking control of my own pay, essentially, and just being in there, right, doing the fucking work and not necessarily being guaranteed any kind of fucking reward at all. While Mike, hey, you know what? Mike is, hey, I'm going to go ahead and hold everybody fucking accountable with the law.
Damn straight.
And give everybody the facts, whether they like it or not.
Damn
so
straight,
I appreciate
man.
it because
Hell yeah.
we'll have our arguments, believe it or not. We will. I'll be like, I don't give a fuck, Mike.
Yeah, we will.
Fucking tell me everyone. Mike's obviously he cares about me, so he's like, no, dude. And vice versa. I care about him too, but sometimes I gotta ignite some fire in him too. Hey, Mike, put all that shit behind you, bro. Just fucking do it, bro.
Right.
Whatever the fuck you want to do, who the fuck cares? At the end of the day, you're fucking young. Just get it done, man.
Yeah, that's right.
it.
That is right. Yeah, guys.
But that's cool. I mean, Elon Musk, I consider him naturally a true entrepreneur. This gentleman, this man here, regardless of all the different type of personalities people will portray for him, good, bad, unknown.
No shit.
He does whatever the fuck he wants to do, but he's well balanced in my end. You know, people have this perception of him that he doesn't fucking sleep. Mike, we were talking about that in the gym the other day.
No
were we not?
shit. The marketing genius.
There we go. The marketing genius. There you go. That's what you said. Right.
And I like to go down to the Twitter threads, X threads, and there was this one guy, whether it's true or not, he was like, he put a post of Elon, right, and said how Elon worked 80 to 100 hours, which I don't necessarily think that's out of line of what he did, right? Because I hear rumors that he would sleep on the actual in Tesla, he would sleep on the actual floors. I forgot what they're called, but basically where there are the assembly line floors to make sure everything was running smoothly. But yeah, I mean, the idea is that he's worked 80 to 100 hours weeks, 80 to 100 hour weeks. And this guy put, yeah, go Elon. And this other guy said, look, I've got close friends that work with Elon, and let's just say he's a marketing genius. So as I've said to infer before, based off of that, whether it's true or not, I don't know. But what does that tell you? It's all about branding. Perpetuate the myth, guys. Any myth that you want it to be. Make it a truth.
Make it a truth. Oh, I like that. Oh, hey, Trump, truth.
No shit. But guys, truth. It's a very interesting thing because what is truth, right? Truth to me.
Truth is whether you make it.
Home and where you make it.
That was from Waterboy,
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
Guys,
Home
we're going to
and where you
have
make
some
it.
weird fucking sense of humor here. We're not fucking...
Yeah, like we're not uptight.
we're not uptight. You're not like always like trying to seem like we're cool or shit. You guys might think we're fucking lame as fuck. I don't care.
I really don't give a shit either.
I think a lot of our humor comes off of like the whole Adam Sandler generation, man. I don't realize how much we resonate towards Adam
No
Sandler
shit, dude.
movies. I'll crack up on all the little shit that he pushes out. But anyways, I'm not trying to get off topic. Mike, we were talking about truth.
No, but I like it because that is part of it, bro. That is, besides quoting movies with each other and understanding where we come from, right?
We were fucking gamers at one point too. Well, not one. Yeah, at one point when we were fucking young. I mean, okay, we're in Mike's office right now, his home office, and I'm looking at his fucking Xbox One, his PS5.
Yeah.
And I have the exact same shit at my house.
My Switch.
Yeah, and his Switch. I got a Switch too. Granted, I mean, I don't use it anymore at all. I don't use any of these consoles really. I mean, the other day though, what was I doing, Mike?
Yeah, you were playing.
I sent Mike a video. Actually, yesterday I sent a video.
COD.
Yeah, I was playing COD, which is Call of Duty, and I was like, "Fuck, bro." The reason why I was doing it, though, I mean, I still have all the motor skills and all that shit, but it was just to manage my stress. You know, it was a long ass day, and I'm getting at is I don't have time. We don't have time for this shit anymore. But that played a huge part in our personalities today. You know, we've kind of touched everything.
Yeah,
you know, from sports to games to this shit, attorney.
Yeah, guys. Like my thing is having the right, but not obligation to. So a lot of it deals with contracts, right? That's how contracts typically work. But regardless, whatever, all that bullshit aside, gaming, I buy the systems not necessarily because I'm gonna play it, but I'd like to know in the back of my mind, you know what? If I want to play, I've got it there.
The option's there.
The option's there. I can go play. I have the right to do it.
Yeah.
I don't have an obligation to. Just because I bought it doesn't mean I have to play it.
That's right.
And I'm not just trying to sound insensitive or like I just blow money out there. But guys, understand that I've always bought the latest game since I was a kid.
Same.
It's kind of just a habit that I have, okay?
Yeah, yep.
Like, I'm not going to lie. I even buy Pokemon. I don't play it. I haven't played it as much. I'll play it when I buy it for like the first day, right? But then that's it.
Afterwards,
I won't do it anymore. I'll get to like the starter Pokemon stage and then that's it. But what I'm getting at is the right. It's kind of, it just brings back, it's like a nostalgic feeling,
it's
you know?
completely nostalgic, bro. Completely. I gotta say it. It really is nostalgic, but it's cool, man. I mean, for me, it kind of brings me back to, hey, I'll be honest. Whenever I pick up a control for one of the games, I think it hits me where, hey, remember where you came from.
Yep. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
That's all it was.
It's a humbling yet nostalgic feeling.
Yeah, because I like to be serious all the time, especially when it comes to work. I don't necessarily get real close to anybody. Like I'll get real focused in. Aside from my brother, fuck, man, I don't hang out with anybody else. And that's the thing that comes with maturity, I believe. Or at least maybe towards goals. Because I'm not saying as you get older, your circles are going to get smaller, which I completely think they should. But I like that. I think our conversations matter, our point of views matter, and it may be completely biased because, hey, we're fucking brothers, right? But at the end of the day, it allows me to provide for my family. If my brother needs me, I'm here. If I need him, vice versa, right? So this is initially the type of culture or the type of content, media, updates, etc., of what we're trying to just provide, our own values, who we are, what this podcast is going to be about, etc. What's up, Mikey? Hell, my little nephew just walked right in.
What's up, son?
Family to us is everything.
Guys, just understand that this is the truth. This is what I mean by truth. It's an objective thing. And whether you form it from your own... Yeah, baby, yeah. Mikey... And guys, just understand that truth is an objective sense. Truth means that if that thing is color black, then it's color black to the 5 people in the room. That is what truth is. And when only 5 people in the room can come to that same conclusion, that's what truth is. So to get that is extremely difficult. It's the hardest thing ever. It's what I've done before. It's what I've been a part of my whole life. Well, not whole life, but my whole career. Making people understand that there's a truth to something and standing by it. That is what news should be all about. It shouldn't be conclusions. It should be, look, guys, this is what's going on. This is what we believe that the situation is. Tell us what you think. And let's create an open discussion about this. That is what's fueled this for my brother and I. We would talk about all these news. We're talking like pages and pages. If we were to show y'all the constant text messages we go back and forth with things of our opinions and our thoughts of these things, and we'll argue with each other. Like,
we don't necessarily agree.
We hardly ever agree on something, but when we do,
you know what? That's fucking accurate. It's rare when Mike and I will actually agree on something. The thing is, though, we will give each other the respect.
Yeah.
And
we'll be like, let's agree to disagree.
Yeah, and that's fine, bro. You have your own opinion, I have mine, but that's really awesome. Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, you know?
Yeah.
That's the way it should be with all of us, guys. I just don't want... Look, and if you form conclusions, that's cool. We're all going to form conclusions at the end of the day, but Just do not form a conclusion off of one source. Okay?
You can't
form
now.
a conclusion off after really taking the time to see, okay, what's the situation, orienting yourself. And after orienting yourself, seeing what the key players are, what the key evidence is, what the key theory is, and then from there, making your decision. Because nonetheless, life is about making decisions. I understand that. And part of making decisions is reaching conclusions. When you reach that conclusion, just make sure that it's based off of things that you believe are true. And when it's true, remember, you consider everything and anything that you can. You might not be able to consider everything due to the lack of access to that information, but whatever you do have access to, consider it. Then make a conclusion. Because let's face it, you're going to make a conclusion. Everybody does.
Wise words, Mike. Wise words. Anyways, guys.
Just doing what I can.
That's right. So leading on to this, we're going to have to bring it to an end of Stogies and Stuff, episode 3. Guys, just know we've been learning a lot on what it takes to set up a podcast. We're going to continue to get better. Eventually, we're going to continue adding. But I want to just kind of give a little disclosure here.
Do it, bro. Do it.
A lot of the equipment that we're using here, right now we got 2 cameras, 2 mics, 2 laptops and everything. If I was to add up the sum of the effort that we're pushing out here, I mean, it can be pretty expensive. Granted, I've seen some people not get so expensive, but just know that we're putting the effort into this.
For sure.
Right? I think we've got about more than 15K in this room right now.
Oh, easily.
And so we're going to get better. We're going to provide better content. It's an adjustment speaking to in front of the camera and kind of just carrying a casual conversation. But we look forward to see more of you guys chime in our conversations, and we're hoping to make a positive influence with the podcast. But just I'd like to say something. Stay tuned. That's usually something that we kind of push out from back in the days. And
guys, just seriously stay tuned, because
stay tuned. We're gonna grow together.
We've got some serious goals here.
Yeah.
And you might as well hop on the train now, because it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. That's
and
all
we
I'm
pay
gonna
attention.
say.
We pay attention.
We do pay attention, guys.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm refreshing that thing every day to see the view count.
Hey, Marty.
More like every other hour, I'm like sending screenshots to my bro, we went up another view.
Fuck,
But
dude.
just know, guys,
we just got
that
1,000 likes.
it's not just me throwing it out there. Like, I really do care. And I'm sure my brother feels the same way.
Yes.
We wouldn't be doing this otherwise. So
help us make the difference.
Help us make a difference, guys. I really think it can lead somewhere. Like, we're not just looking to just make opinions. We
stay woke.
Yeah, no shit, but the right woke.
Exactly.
All right? Like, I'm not talking like the common woke that everybody references when it comes to political agendas.
Yeah, the current agenda behind woke is unfortunately negative. But yeah, we're gonna fix that.
We're gonna fix that, guys. Stay objectively woke.
I like that. Stay objectively woke. Let's go.
Do it, guys. All right? I encourage it, and I'm a huge proponent of it. All right? Do it. Because no one's going to do it for you guys. And if not, they're going to take advantage of you. And don't say I told you so.
But I told you so.
But I told you so.
All right.
Out.
And out.